Namaste, beautiful beings. This is Belinda Pearl, and welcome to this Oracular Divination Cosmic Channeling session. I always welcome you to join me every week, just to be here in the space, to create space for divine guidance to come through. Every week we kind of weave astrology and oracular consciousness into our messaging to share something that's maybe inspiring and enlightening, and also maybe sometimes give us some practical things to do or things to ponder as we move out into the world. So what's happening this week is Pluto has gone into retrograde. Now Pluto is, out of our planets, because he got demoted, is one of the slowest moving in our solar system in terms of was a planet. So when we go through these retrograde periods, things can tend to really slow down, and Pluto is going to ask you to revisit the things that you thought that you looked at, specifically those that are your shadows and your fears. So this is a great time to really look at what holds you back at the deepest level of your being. What are you completely afraid of? Where is your fear compounding within? How can you find a new replacement, literally, for that fear? What can you fill that in with other than the fear? And so this idea is, when the fear arises, stop it in its moment and then find something to replace it with. Sublimate it with an action, with something that feels inspiring. So when that fear arises, don't let it take on any more energy than it needs to. Consciously say, I've had enough. You're moving out, there's the door, and I'm going to rather buy a new sofa where I can rest and meditate and enjoy life more. So find something that obviously makes sense. Don't go buy a sofa, not telling you to do that, but just find something that is more inspiring. So the idea is meditate, to go out in the garden, to look at the clouds, or maybe just go sing a song, or just turn on some music and dance. So things that you can do to help yourself out. And this is an ancient sort of yogic teaching, this, actually, to stop it in its tracks and to sublimate it with something else, something that's inspiring and uplifting. So over time, that fear completely dispels, dissolves, and dissipates. So let us see what Oracular consciousness has to offer in here. The oracle, see how that energy wants to come through. So close your eyes. And let us call upon that divine light, the Shekinah, the Divine Mother, that consciousness that wishes to take care of all of us, all beings on this planet, wishes to protect us and nourish us and nurture us. May this beautiful light, this heart light, fill us as we breathe into the space here together. So take another deep breath. Find a deep breath in. And breathe all the breath out. And so we say, thank you for this guidance. And let us see what guidance has to offer us. It says, living a light energy, see the beauty in life. Now this theme keeps coming up, and there's a tree in this image here too. You can see the tree. There's all this light blue. And in front of it looks like it could be like an old city. It could be even like gravestones or something like that. That seems like the energy doesn't feel so bright. Yet rising out is this light, this tree light. And also there's a couple things just coming in. One is like the synchronicity of the tree for me is so powerful, because tree, I've been working a lot with tree medicine, has been coming in so powerfully. And as one of my master guides, the tree of life, I feel this, this energy, like an anointment, an initiation, an invitation, by something that feels familiar, to move into something that feels enlivening. And it says living light energy. We all have this living light energy. Our auric field, our ethereal bodies, etheric bodies. Everything has this etheric body, whether you can see it or not. We all have this like beautiful divine light imprint. And so maybe we can see ourselves as this divine light imprint as we walk into the world. We can transcend this darkness, step out of, like when I was sharing about the sublimation of the negative, is stop it in its tracks and rise out of that. Can you rise out of that? And then also the other thing with this tree form, at least with this graphic, it reminded me of the lungs. And so when we breathe in to our lungs look like a tree of life. It has, with the capillaries and all the vessels in the lungs, it looks like an imprint of the tree. And so you could say this looks like an x-ray of the lungs. So if there's a medicine for us to use, the medicine would be to breathe. The medicine would be to breathe deeply. So let us breathe for a moment into our bodies. Just stop whatever you're doing. If you're listening to this, unless you're driving, you can pull over to the side of the road if you want to. But if you're in a place that's safe, not in the middle of the shopping center, just stop what you're doing, sit down, close your eyes, and let's take a couple of deep breaths here together. In through the nose, a sigh of the breath out through the mouth. Just notice as you do that how your body starts to shift. How your body changes in this exact moment of us breathing. And through this breathing, there's this beautiful transmission of light that's coming through, this living, loving light energy that's dispersing. The universe is like moving towards you, asking you to just breathe a little deeper and consciously draw in this beautiful light into your lungs and let it disperse through your body system. It says, see the beauty in life. So as we walk into the world, let our eyes fall on the beauty that is there. It may not be evident in front of us, but it is there for us to see. So allow yourself to see. See with new eyes. This is what Pluto retrograde is asking. Pluto is great transformation, transmutation of old energies into something completely new, led into gold. This is time of a great rising, inner inspiring rising. So use this time for healing. As we move through this retrograde from now until October, use this time for deep work. I'm offering deep shadow work. If people want to go through like a past life regression and to really get into what is holding you back, you can always find me on my website, belindapearl.com. You can send me a message and we can set up an appointment for a deep shadow work clearing through past life regression and also other modalities too. But this is a great time for us to really clear away those cobwebs, the dreary that's within inside of us. Breathe it out. Let it go. So you can find yourself in the space of being. So as we move into the world too, we can bend and be adaptable. This was the Scorpio moon. Or if we look at it from a Vedic perspective, this was the Libra moon. And that nakshatra of Swati. Be like that little plant, just blowing in the wind. I'm like Ganesha. Let us bend and not break. And on that, Om Gan Ganatapaya Namaha. May Ganesha's energy flow with you today as you move out into the world, finding your ease and flow and your ease and grace. So my dear, from my heart to yours, may be blissfully blessed and have a beautiful day. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. And again, this is Belinda Pearl, and you can always find me at belindapearl.com. Namaste.